Hello guys, here I am again for my first. Also, the summary was making it for me a little bit already predictable, so it was like, I was going in the story with a few doubts already. I will read the summary for you so you can go along. So, to Finian Voy, magic is two things: a knife to hold under the throat of anyone who crosses her, and a disguise she shrugs on as easily as others pull on cloaks. As a talented face shifter, it's been years since Finn has seen her own face, and that's exactly how she likes it. But when she gets caught by a powerful mobster, she's forced into an impossible mission: steal a legendary treasure from Castellan's royal palace, or be stripped of her magic forever. To Prince Alfer, magic is an escape, but one that comes with a price. First in line for the throne after the disappearance of his older brother, Alfie is desperate to find him and bring him home, even if it means dabbling in forbidden magic. And when Finn and Alfie fates collide, they realize magic can be other things too, and the type they accidentally release into the world is something neither of them expects or understands. It's hungry. So that made me two things: that the main characters would be Finn and Prince Alfer, and of course they're going to get on each other's paths, and eventually maybe we'll fall in love. That was my first thought. I was like, I don't know if I like that. But I went to read it anyways. I hoped that they wouldn't fall in love, but probably they would. And if they were going to work together, I hope they would maintain a hate to love relationship. It was a really fast read. I'm reading also a book of Sarah J. Maas, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I thought it was because I was reading that also that I found Nocturna a little bit of an easy read. But it is an easy read. I'm reading it in English, and I actually speak Dutch as my main language. I don't have that much problem reading English, but sometimes I need to check on a word and my pronunciation is bad, like you can already hear. But for me it was a little bit too easy. There weren't like new words I was learning. I could scan across the page and have the whole content of the page read. Because of that, my mind got distracted a lot of the time. Alright, so in chapter 1 to 5 we learn about the brother of Alfie, Prince Alfer, the main prince, the older brother of Prince Alfie that was disappeared. Is actually everybody in Castellan or San Cristobal thinks he's murdered, but actually some kind of sorceress made a void and trapped Prince Des, that's the name of the older brother of Alfie, trapped him inside. Alfie is desperate to go after him, but his parents say he is dead and he shouldn't look for him because he's in a place where there's no magic and no life, so there isn't a possibility that Prince Des is still alive. But Alfie can't believe it and he wants to search the world for other magic, forbidden magic, even to search for his brother. So he goes on a 3-month journey on a ship to find some artifacts and magic that could help him, but he doesn't get something. So he goes to like a forbidden gambling game where he can win some books from a nearby country that they were centuries ago they were in war with them because the Inglessen took their magic. Now they took it back and they're living in a sort of a peace, but it's forbidden, the magic of Inglessen, and Alfie has some books. And then you have Paloma. Paloma is his teacher, is Denua, how you call it. It's actually a teacher who teaches magic to the royal children. She's described as strong, powerful, respected, etc., etc. But in order to get the books, he has to do it behind Paloma's back. But Paloma finds out and she is angry about Alfie, and he wants that Alfie stays out of it and just let it go and just prepares to become a king of San Cristobal and Castellan. But Alfie can't, he still wants to find his brother, and exactly in a gambling game he meets Finn. Of course, they're wearing masks so they don't recognize each other. Then in another chapter, Finn gets captured by another mobster, another thief that is called Cole, and she takes Finn's magic away. She only can get it back if she takes the vanishing cloak of the palace and gives it to her. On that way, I thought vanishing cloak, come on, it's like a Harry Potter feel, but a really bad interpretive of it because it's actually almost the same. On the other parts, Alfie can transport himself by throwing a doorknob onto the floor, and then he makes like a gate to cross over, and that reminded me so much of A Darker Shade of Magic and Kel's way of traveling. And I read the first book, A Darker Shade of Magic, but I DNF'd the second of the series and I didn't read any further because I didn't think it was something for me. I couldn't concentrate there, so I got this really add some feels here, and maybe that's one of the reasons why I DNF'd it also. So then next in the story we see the conflict between Finn's father. It's a man who captured her and has some magic to tie her to him, and when she gets too close with friends he makes her kill them or kill them himself, so she only belongs to him. So that's a conflict we see, and this is going to be a really weird review because I'm placing them all next to each other, but it's difficult to intertwine them because in the book itself it was also next to each other. It was a chapter of Finn and Alfie, a chapter of Finn and her dad, another chapter on Alfie, another chapter on Alfie, another chapter on Finn and Alfie. It was like all next to each other. They didn't intertwine or develop and cross paths. The only one who crosses paths is Alfie and Finn, and further, like in half of the book, it's Alfie and the father of Finn who crosses paths. So it's really weird, and that's why I didn't like the story either, because the characters don't intertwine, don't cross each other's paths. They go on some adventurous things, because when Finn goes into the palace she sees a servant putting something in the sleeping tonic of Alfie, and of course Luca is mad of Alfie because he went 3 months without saying goodbye. He goes drunk and goes to sleep in Alfie's bedroom, and he drinks of Alfie's tonic. So by that he gets poisoned and almost dies in the arms of Alfie in the same room where Des disappears. So Alfie doesn't want that again. He goes to his magic place. He doesn't find any magic. Then you get a long description of how you should respect magic, and if you want it too much it goes away, you can't grab it. And then he comes onto a wall, it's locked, and he hears some magic speaking to him. He thinks it's weird because he never heard magic speaking to him. He's not used to it, but he decides to find the key and goes in. So eventually he cracks the lock, he can go inside, and then he sees like a dark magic. It's a dark place, he can't see really well. The only thing he sees is that the magic is captured between rings of magic. He starts shattering those rings until he comes to the last ring, and as Alfie can see colors of magic, he sees that it's the same color of his dueña, his teacher Paloma. And about then, he doubting 2 minutes to break it or not, and he breaks it anyway. and I was like, oh my god, what a stupid bitch are you. Why do you break the magic that you feel is so wrong, that is from your teacher? You say to yourself, she should have locked it for a reason, and anyway, you release it onto the world just to save your brother. I know you want to save your brother, but if you see that it's a dark magic and that it's captured by your teacher for a reason, why do you release it? It's just stupid. So then it goes on, he releases the magic, he lets the magic promise that he won't ever hurt Luca again, so he will be safe, and the magic says, yes, yes, I will promise that, and it goes out. Then the problems begin, because the dark magic needs to find bodies with the black heart, with black intentions, to get to live and to get some followers before he can go to his god to resurrect. So now we have, like, in a nutshell that is already 16 minutes long, what the story is about. And I'm rambling already, and I don't know if I mentioned it in chronological order or if I'm just babbling away. Probably the second, but that's how you can get a notion of how the book is written. Pretty bad at my experience. So that's why I didn't read it any further, because I couldn't concentrate. I think the characters didn't intertwine too much, and there were like chapter after chapter that was just about Elfie and Finn, not crossing any paths, there were some details in the description, but like unnecessary details. I would like some details about the dark magic, and I would like to read the inner struggle that Elfie was going to get when he released the dark magic, and it was like poof, and he did it, and he didn't think about it. I know it's young adult, but I mean, you can think, right? Even if you're a young adult, even if you're middle grade, you can think. I know it's necessary to release the dark magic to save Luca's life and like to have something happening in your story, but then write the whole fucking inner struggle down so it doesn't seem like, oh, this is bad, but I will release it anyway, because that's weird. Pretty weird. Yeah. So for that saying, I didn't finish Nocturna. I know I'm missing the end. Until chapter... Let me see until what chapter I read. I think I read until chapter 27. Until chapter 20, I was thinking and hoping, especially that there was going to be a giant plot twist. But I'm not expecting it anymore. I'm way past that. I'm like, what the hell? I don't care anymore. I'm gonna quit. So, yeah. Good for my first review, a book that I didn't finish. Let me know in the description if you read this book. If you liked it, what did you like? What didn't you like? Sure, you can like the book. It's not because I don't like it that you don't have to like it, that you can't like it. I mean, if you like it, it's good, right? The better if you like it. What did you think of my first review of an unfinished book? Pretty cynical, right? Oh, another question that pops in my mind. Where the hell were his parents through all of this thing? The parents come like in one chapter when he just arrives back in the kingdom of his ship. Then his mom is like, oh, we miss you so much. And then for the rest of the next 26 chapters, we don't see anything of them. Like, come on, the dark magic kills a whole pup, and a king and a queen don't see or feel or know it from someone that, like, almost 20 people have been killed in a pub and you don't think that there is something wrong? Maybe that should come in the next part, in the next little part of the book, I don't know, but I really miss them. It's like, it's your child anyway, he has to become the king, he's your heir, why aren't you intertwined in the story? I really miss that. So yeah, I can keep babbling forever. So this was my review of Nocturna. I hope my other ones will be with finished books and not with DNF books. But I really needed to ramble about this book. So see you next time. Bye guys.